Now we're taking a look at the Woodwind Ensemble. Now I have loaded the full Woodwind Ensemble. This can be separated into all the different instruments if you want to, all the different woodwind instruments. I just like to play the ensemble as one, so we can go over the individual sections which are exactly the same in each of the instruments, so each of the individual woodwind instruments. Now I'm very excited about this instrument in particular because of one section, which is what I want to start with, and it's this arpeggio section here, which is to die for. Now that's probably not a very technical way of putting it, but let me show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to switch this arpeggio section on, and I'm going to change from min to major. So from a minor scale to a major scale. We've got the mode as down and up, and then we also have the counting as 4. So check this out. How fantastic does that sound? Now what's happening here is the notes are arpeggiating in a major scale, going down and then up, and they are only playing 4 notes. Now we can make this run if we want to. Run just means that it's going to do it continuously over and over again. Let's play that one more time. How fantastic is that? Let me play slightly further up so it plays some of the other woodwind instruments. That just sounds so good. Now you have the arpeggio also for this staccato section. You'll probably remember round robin from the brass ensemble. It just means that it's not going to play the same sample twice when playing the same note. So we have 8 variations of one note, and that just allows for a more natural sound. A woodwind player would never play the same note exactly the same way twice, or 3 or 4 times for that matter. So let's check it out here. I just love that. I'm obsessed with this. And we can change the speed, we can make it faster, slower. We can change how many notes are playing, so we could just do 6 if we want. Let's put it in minor 7th as well. Just sounds fantastic and so fluid as well. Let's try repetition. That will allow you to play the same note over and over again, and then we can also put an accent on. What an incredibly dynamic performance we have here. As we go through, you'll notice that this changes depending on the articulation. You'll notice that these are very similar to what we had in the brass ensemble. We have this graph expressing the movement in volume as the note is played. Now there are some empty slots here which I want to fill. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to click directly onto articulation. I'm going to click on the empty slots, and then I'm going to select the next available expression. So we've got sustainal, staccato, crescendo, decrescendo. What we don't have is sforzando, swell slow, sforzando fast, and swell fast. So let's just apply this. I click on here, and I can actually do it from here, or I can actually click on that one as well. So let's start with sforzando slow for that one. Let's do swell slow for this one, sforzando fast for that one, and swell fast for this one. So they're all available to us. Now if I just hit this little X here, we'll get the keyboard available to us, and that will also allow us to use some of the key switches. For now, I'm just going to click up here to make it a bit more visible when I'm making those changes, but obviously you can use key switches if you wanted. Let's have a listen to some of the different articulations. Let's move down an octave. So we're playing different parts of the woodwind section, which we'll come on to in a second. We've got the staccato, we've already had a look at that. Now we have crescendo, so let's try something here. Really nice sweeping up and down there. Decrescendo. Sounding a little bit like Bohemian Rhapsody there. Sforzando slow. Nice and high to start with, so nice push on the woodwind. Down in volume and then pushing back up. Love that there. Swell slow. These are all pretty self-explanatory. What's nice is when you play some notes together and they swell at different times, creating this kind of lush feeling, this transportation throughout the melody that you are creating. And then we have sforzando fast, so similar to the sforzando before, but we can see the shape is just a little bit tighter. Let me flick back to the other one. There you go, same thing, just ever so slightly tighter. And last but not least, swell fast. We also have this repetition section, which just means that the note is going to repeat twice or 3 times at an eighth. That depends on the tempo of our track. Just repeats the notes twice to start with. So let's hear it with sforzando. It will be a little more obvious. And of course we can have 3 of those repetitions if we want, and we can even have them faster. Starting to sound a little bit more like a hip-hop track than a classical one. Okay, I hope you found that useful. That is the section on articulation, and we'll move on to the main dynamic front panel, just located right here in the next video.